District 223.
From 812223. One voice, one dream, one legacy.
Who did that song, Tyreek?
I did.
It's not an actual singer.
Nope.
Oh, okay. See, that's the thing about AI these days. You can't tell what's real from what's not.
So I'm sending the YouTube link for persons who want to share in the future with their co-workers. They never die. Come 81. Welcome, Toastmaster Marshall. Welcome, distinguished Toastmaster Sandra Lutchman. Welcome, everyone. We will start in the next couple minutes, even if it's just 9 of us. This is a second one. This is my second favorite one.
You remember some years ago? I hope you remember. There was this group called Vinnie Manelli, and they got a Grammy, and they found out after a while that they were lip syncing. They were not actually singing. And that was the end of their career. So I'm just thinking that imagine today you create music, and here I am thinking that it is an actual singer and it is AI.
Oh. You're so undamnica, unity we try. We shall rise, oh, we shall rise, rise together. Caribbean voices, strong and free. Our legacy. And it's true.
Jamaica and Montserrat, we lift our soul for you. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia's melody, St. Vincent and Grenadines, Suriname and harmony.
So, Liz, the things I do with AI, right? I don't think no Toastmaster has gone that far with it.
Sorry, say that again.
The things I've done with AI, I don't think no Toastmaster has gone to the extreme with it.
I don't think a lot of people have even touched the surface of it.
U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John. We shall rise. Oh, we shall rise. Oh, rise together, hand in hand. Caribbean voices, strong and free. District 81 are guiding light.
Liz, I'm gonna make you a co-host, right? So you can assist with the admitting.
Okay.
It's a, yeah. Welcome, Toastmaster Edwards. So, it's a couple minutes until we start. Let me see. This is one I did for Caribbean.
You look excited, so. Excited? Of course, me excited. You know hear about the District 81 Toastmasters Conference? Conference? Which one that? The big one! May 13 to 17, 2026. Leaders, speakers, workshops, culture, everything Caribbean. Serious? So how much it costs? Easy, man. Toastmasters, pay $230 US. Non-Toastmasters, $250 US. That sound like leadership, networking, and vibes all in one.
Toastmaster Tyreek. Good afternoon. I'm going to
Good
sign out of my
afternoon.
phone and sign into my laptop, which will give me a better
No
view.
problem.
Thank you.
In the building, Toastmasters family across the Caribbean. May 13 to the 17th, 2026. Caribbean roots. Igniting
Good afternoon, Toastmaster Terry. Can
Good
you
afternoon.
can you tell me how long this session is for?
We will start at 3 and finish exactly at 5. If you have to leave before, no problem. There will be a recording that will be sent out.
Okay, great. Another question. Will you be covering only like music and so on or other things?
Okay, hold on. So, 1 second, let me just lower the volume so I can explain what we will be covering how to use the tools, the AI tools for marketing Toastmasters. Not only the music aspect, but how to use Chat GPT, how to use Copilot, how to use Suno AI, how to use different forms. But I'm looking at the main three because Copilot, you can use it to assist you with doing your drafting professional letters and so forth. Chat GPT can help you with creating designs, putting in the prompt. So you'll be learning all that today. Welcome.
Great, thank you.
You're most welcome. So,
Toastmaster
we
Tyreek,
just,
I'm sorry.
yes, ma'am.
I was just had one quick question. Will you be available for questions after the session if we have any?
Yes, there is a question and answer segment part to it. And you can even
After
ask
this, after
questions.
5 o'clock.
No. You can ask the questions even during the presenters part of it too. Because you
Very
might
well.
not want to, you might not remember the question at the same time. So you have the permission to ask questions. So anybody, any presenter that said, wait, after tell them no Toastmaster Terry, say I can ask a question now.
Very well.
Good evening or good afternoon, I should say. Good afternoon.
Repeat, good afternoon, everyone. Right. This has not been 3 o'clock yet, but this thing decided to start recording. So the recording, there we go. So welcome everyone and good afternoon. I am happy that you all are here this afternoon. And
May I my meeting, please?
Mute yourself,
Donna,
please.
Donna, I will not be having you. It is an AI training and do not randomize or disagreeable. So now Donna decided, because she's breaking down the brand manual, I should have put my agenda in brand. Donna needs to remember it is an AI training, not a brand training.
Change
Well,
the
good
brand
afternoon.
police.
Yes, it's true. So I sent the background in the chat, everybody, and I would like to see everybody's face. I've only seen mine and Donna's face. I don't know what's going on here, but we need to start seeing some face. I want to see those lovely whites, as we would say. Good day, distinguished Toastmaster Kareem. There we go. There we go. People start turning on their cameras. I don't know if y'all expected me to start thinking I was teaching people and I can't see their face. Yes. So today's session is going to be a very interactive session. And as I said earlier, please ask questions. Now, distinguished Toastmaster Susan. There she is. Distinguished Toastmaster Susan, I welcome you to the virtual lectern.
Good afternoon, division leaders, fellow Toastmasters, facilitators, guests, and friends. It is now 3:01 p.m. AST, and it is my pleasure to officially call this division Toastmasters training session to order.
Today we gather under the powerful and timely theme, Speak Smarter, Connect Better, Lead Stronger through AI. I think it's rather appropriate that Toastmaster Tyreek asked me to welcome you here, since I am from the island of Anguilla with the .ai suffix to our name. So every time you register, you are enhancing my island. So thank you all very much. As Toastmasters, we know the value of communication, leadership, preparation, and continuous growth. This afternoon, we take that growth one step further by exploring how artificial intelligence can support us as speakers, leaders, creators, and thinkers in this fast-changing digital world. On behalf of the division, I extend a very warm welcome to each of you joining us today. Artificial intelligence is no longer something far away in the future. It is here, and it is already changing the way we write, speak, plan, create, and lead. Today's session gives us an opportunity to explore tools such as ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, and Suno AI, and to consider how they can help us become more confident communicators, more effective leaders, and creative contributors. We are especially pleased to have with us our facilitators who will guide us through this interactive learning experience. We thank them in advance for sharing their knowledge, their time, and their expertise. Before we begin, this is an interactive session, so we encourage you to remain engaged, participate actively, and keep an open mind. Please ensure your microphones are muted when you are not speaking, and use the chat respectfully for questions, comments, and interaction. We invite you to access ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, and Suno AI where possible so that you can get the best from the practical elements of the training. Our agenda this afternoon has been shared, and there will be close to the end a short question and answer segment, although I understand that questions will be allowed during the presentations as well. Time is tight, so we ask everyone to support the flow of the program, and I will now ask us all to recite the Toastmasters promise, which is on the shared screen. As a member of Toastmasters International,
and my club, I promise to attend
club
meetings regularly.
You go
To
ahead.
prepare all of my projects to the best of my abilities, basing them on the Toastmasters education program. To prepare for and fulfill meetings assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to the club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition program, to act within Toastmasters' core value of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. And all those who believe in that pledge, I ask you to either raise your hand or your emoji and say, I promise. Thank you so much. Now, we have 3 wonderful trainers today. Distinguished Toastmaster Donna Wilkinson Clark, Distinguished Toastmaster Dylan Devon Fraser, and yours truly, Toastmaster Tyree Thomas Osborne. Now, today we are here to do 3 separate different topics. I will be teaching you about AI and how you can dissect, create your speeches, get algorithm and different types of AI data that you can use. But as it is, you are not using the entire thing. Today, distinguished Toastmaster Donna Wilkinson Clark will be dissecting the brand manual with a guided walkthrough. Alongside myself and Donna, is distinguished Toastmaster Dylan Fraser, a lawyer by profession. And he will be touching on cyber security. So the 3 of us today will be bringing on an impactful and interactive session. So we ask that you all interact and ask questions. And as was said, you can put your questions in the chat. We will definitely have somebody there to ask them for you, or you can raise your hand and ask the questions. Now, we will get into the first aspect of today's session. And today's session will start with the AI part of it. And this is where I will be presenting on Speak Smarter, Lead Better using AI for Toastmasters success. Question to each and every one of you. Has anybody in here ever used AI? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Everybody has used AI, right? All right. Now let me ask the question. What have most of you used AI for? Just drop it in the chat. I want to see what most of you has used AI for. I like that laughter. That's a little, that laughter sounded a little diabolical. So everybody, this presentation, because it's an AI training event, my whole entire presentation was done using AI. So everything here, I gave it the information and I told it to put it in a nice presentation for me. And you see how it makes it nice and professional. And the word I used when I did it, I said to Toastmasters standard. And it gave me exactly what I wanted. So we're going to go to that aspect of it. Now, so we've already answered that question. Now, what if you had a speech coach, a meeting planner, speech writer, brand designer, and musical producer all in your pocket? That's exactly what AI tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, and Suno can do for you as a Toastmaster. Now, let me ask this next question. Which Toastmaster in this room has used Suno AI before I introduced it into our district?
Me, Jackie.
Why did you add on that last bit? Just who has used it? Full stop.
No, I added it. Not when I introduced it.
I know it's
And
me getting that.
And Toastmaster Jackie, how was it when you first used it? How was it the first time you used AI? Was it the music, when creating the music? What was it like? Did it come out sketchy? Had a lot of funny endings to it?
Yes, mostly the endings were cutting off, like the last line was cutting out.
Oh my. Now let me ask a question now. After it was reintroduced in the district, how has your production been with AI?
I have not used it since it was introduced in the district.
Oh, I've used it. And
Toastmaster Daphne, let me hear what you have to say.
I've used it and it is so good. You cannot tell that it is AI. I've done songs and shared them, and people did not know until I said it was AI.
No, Toastmaster Daphne, would you mind telling us where you got your
I
AI
mind telling
inspiration from?
I mind telling everyone. I will not tell everyone.
All right, then.
Pastor
So,
Tyree posted something on Facebook, a song, and I thought, oh, this is good. Wonder who sang this. And then I noted at the bottom of it, it said Suno. And I said, okay. And I went searching for Suno and found that I could do the same thing. So I've been doing that ever since.
all right, that's great. Now, what is AI? What AI is not, and the ethical uses of AI. So, as for AI, it's a powerful tool that supports your creativity, leadership, and communication, and it can help you to amplify your strengths as a speaker and a leader. Now, sometimes as leaders, you ever come up with this, there's a thing called writer's block, where you don't know what to write, you don't know where to get your inspiration from, and you decide to come up with a topic. For some reason, you just cannot put words to it. Or you cannot put words to a letter, you don't know where to start or how to start that letter. AI can definitely help you with that. And the reason why I say it can help you with that, because I have to use AI sometimes when I want to write specific letters. And then after, I go in and make my personal touch. So it is your work, but you have to give it that personal touch. Because one of the worst things you're going to want to send out warmest greetings. And that's how AI starts all its message. Warmest greetings. Suppose it's a cold place. What are you going to say? Coldest greetings? So you have to make sure you give it that personal touch before it starts, and read over what is given, because some people just send anything and don't read over. It's always good to read over your information when AI produces it. What AI is not, it's not a replacement for your unique voice, personal judgment, or authentic human connection that makes great speakers stand out. You realize what it's not? So as a speaker, you use it to guide you with your Toastmaster speech. But AI cannot speak on your childhood story. It cannot say, when I was younger, I fell down and I broke my knee, and now I'm getting older. Arthritis and knee pain are kicking in at the same time. AI cannot say that on your behalf. It is what you put in is what you get out. I see Toastmaster Edward smiling. What you put in is what you get out. And the ethical use of AI. Use AI to enhance, not replace your personal expression. Always add your voice, value, and originality to AI-generated contents. You give it that personal touch. So AI is a supportive tool. It's to support you. It is not to replace you. So always remember that. It is to support and not replace. So for persons that like to make sure everything they do is fully AI, I'm going to let you know today. It is to support you and not replace your authenticity. So many of us use AI to the point that sometimes we even replace ourselves. And you don't want that. It's your personal expression, everything you've done, everything. So you're using it to enhance, not replace. And that is right there in the slide. Use to enhance and not replace. So I wanted to remember this. Use it to enhance and not replace. So using ChatGPT for Toastmasters. Now, ChatGPT can assist with writing your speech, table topic practices, evaluation support, meeting themes, and promotions. Now, let me give you all a joke. When I have to evaluate somebody, I would use my phone, have my computer and put the phone there and let it record the person talking. Then AI brings up the entire speech after the talking and evaluate the person. What I do, I feed it the evaluation form and then it drops everything into it back. So this is my little secret of how I can evaluate so well because AI assists me with how I evaluate. And I'm only saying it to the 48 of you. If I hear it outside, I'm going to come for y'all. So this is how I evaluate speeches. And I'm telling you, it is really good because I give it my personal touch. Did anybody know you could use AI to evaluate Toastmaster speeches?
No.
Nobody knew that? Yeah.
No.
You could, so we're gonna give it a try right now. Toastmaster Daphne, let me use you. I'm gonna give you a topic and I want you, so this is the topic. It's like you're gonna give me the table topics and I'm gonna evaluate it for you. Can you tell us of a time when you first thought being an area director was too much? Can you tell us your first time when you thought being an area director was going to be too much? Go ahead, Toastmaster Daphne.
The first time I thought being an area director would be too much, the very start, even before I was formally asked, I thought, I do not want to do this. I did not join Toastmasters to be a leader. I joined the Toastmasters to be a speaker. I want to be a better speaker. What I did not realize was that being a better speaker meant that people viewed you as a leader. And so I was asked to be an area director. Now, do I regret being an area director? Not at all, because it did two things for me. First, it told me that there were others looking on who thought that I had the abilities that I did not even think that I had. And secondly, it allowed me to actually go out and put in the work, even when I felt uncomfortable. I showed up. I did what was expected of me. And at the end, I feel like I have done something. I have grown in a way that I would not have grown had I not taken up the challenge. Mr. Topics Master.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Daphne. So now I'm going to show you the magic of what it did. So it's now translating your stuff. And now I'm going to see. I'm going to evaluate it.
Can we see it live?
I'm coming to that. That's what I was about to do now. That's the fun part of it. So I'm coming to that aspect. All right. It's okay. This is Toastmaster Daphne's speech here. So I already put the speech together. Let me show you. So this is her speech here. Now my AI is compatible to me, so it knows me from beginning to the end.
Is that a good thing?
It knows me.
It is a good thing because your AI needs context. It needs to know you in order to be able to do what you do.
So this is what it said. What works well? What could strengthen it? Structure, opening, conflict, turning point, growth, lesson, one suggestion, emotional connection, delivery potential, and Toastmaster speech objective. So let me start from the top. So when I evaluate Toastmaster Daphne, like I said, Toastmaster Daphne, you had a wonderful speech. The authenticity, many Toastmasters want to become speakers, not leaders. Your story will resonate with members. So what it does, it helps me to pinpoint what was said in her speech. And then I expound more on it. It lets me know what works well, what could have been strengthened. Yes, Toastmaster Tammy Hopkins, I see your hand.
As soon as you finish, I'm going to ask my question.
No problem. And it also helps me to tell about the structure, how our opening was, what was the conflict, the turning point, the growth, the lesson. And one suggestion to add a stronger hook in the beginning to grab attention immediately. Instead of when I first formally asked, you should try. Have you ever been asked to do something you immediately wanted to say no to? So it even helps me to let her know that. So y'all are gonna be learning that AI, yes, maybe bad, but it also good when one to evaluate a Toastmaster and you can add your personal touch to it. Emotional connection, which it shows me. This is one of the strongest parts of the speech. Sometimes others see greatness in us before we are able to see it ourselves. Is emotionally impactful and memorable. And people connect with vulnerability and admit it. I didn't want to do this. Makes you more relatable. So you see, unless you know the emotional connection, the delivery potential, and the pause, it lets you know about pausing after, the emphasis, and slow down at I had grown, it lets you know that. So that line should have landed emotionally. That's what he's saying to you. Biggest opportunities for improvement. Right now, the speech tells what happened, but could include one vivid moment to make it even stronger. For example, I remember attending my first club visit as an area director, feeling nervous. I wondered if I truly belong in the role. So it gives me, the evaluator, the notion to tell you, the member, this is what it is. And you would think, oh, Toastmaster Tyreek is the boss of evaluation. I am not the boss of evaluation. I have assistants. As I say, AI is here to help enhance you, not to replace you. Yes, Toastmaster Tammy, I'll take your question.
Yes. One, what about uh um I'm losing my thought. The person movement. I'm not getting my word, but
The
before I go on to
delivery,
that, we have
the
to be
delivery,
careful.
the delivery.
No, not vocal
You're talking about
No,
body
no,
variety.
no, no, no,
language.
no, 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 no. Delivery includes body language and all that. So it's the delivery, you mean,
Yes,
like
yes.
how, yeah. You have
How
to
do you
give
do
that
that?
aspect of it. You give that aspect of it. Hence, you use AI to assist you with the content aspect of the evaluation, and you give your delivery aspect. You write down that
Okay,
part. So AI assists you. As I say, it is to help enhance you. You are adding your personal touch to it. Toastmaster
okay.
Daffy was not standing, she was sitting when she was giving her speech. So I just say her interaction, her eye interaction was and so forth. This is where the part I was spoken about the content. You now have to do the delivery aspect of it. AI is not in the
Oh,
meeting to see how she's moving. It is there to help you, the evaluator, to evaluate the individual. Does that
the
answer
next
your
thing,
question? Yes.
um, this morning, my family, we had this talk on AI and how
Mm.
it can replace us. And my daughter was talking about the cognitive block. So my thing is, even without AI or just the computer, what have you, we need to be mindful because I'm coming from an academia background where we train students how to use the AI and use it ethically. So we want to indeed have it support us, and we have to be careful how much we depend on it
Exactly.
because we don't want to have this cognitive block when we have to do something and AI or the computer is not available and we have to function. So I think we need to take that into consideration.
Yes, and
Hmm.
hence I said in the beginning, it's not to replace you. You are asking for assistance, just like you're asking them for somebody to do something, but you're putting your personal touch to it. Because if you're going to rely on AI to do it, so you have to give it that personal touch as the individual. You're not using AI to replace you. It's not like you're using AI to turn on your house lights or to drive your vehicle. You need to give it that personal touch of yours. So even if, as I say, even if it's doing a letter, You have to edit it, make it sound more like you. Because I say when AI writes a letter for you, it says warmest greetings. There's no warmest greetings. So that's how it starts the letter for you to do that. Toastmaster Elizabeth Nehru, I see your hands up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your demonstration. All right. The concern I have is,
Mm-hmm.
do you let the member know beforehand that they will be recorded? Because I think there may be some
It's not a
legality or ethics with regards to
mm,
that. If you
yeah,
record
but
the person without their speech
it's
without their
not
knowledge.
really, it's a writing it's like when you it's like a how we could like a meeting note thing. So it doesn't record the voice and can play it back because you can't play it back. He
Mm-hmm.
only records what is said in the speech.
But also the
And
recording of this speech, there could be some aspect of it.
mhm. Well,
Right.
that's true. I never thought of that, but thanks for putting that there. I think I'll have to think about that going forward. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, no worries. School breeze.
Mhm. Yeah, Toastmaster Carla.
I thanks so much for taking my hand. I am speaking again from a teacher's point. I know that sometimes in evaluation, when we are asked to evaluate, based on what you did, it was just right there, you ready, you sound good, you look good. My concern is just like a child who is slow and grab a person book and write off all I answer them and just pass the exam, pass the homework, pass the classwork. When we are actually, for me, I am not a taker of AI, and you know that too from a personal standpoint, for more than one reasons. My concern is during a contest, during a face-to-face, how is it we are going to do an evaluation using AI to enhance? And we don't, right there, you want to be able to be the real you, the true you. You write down whatever your evaluation is and you make that presentation. I personally, I like what I saw. When I say like, I can appreciate because it went into detail. I wouldn't have come up with that so fast, so quick, with everything that it gave me. But it also spoils me. So I don't start to think as much as I should. I don't look into details. I don't, to me, it's more of a spoil. My first time attempting, when you asked this question, I was about to put up my hand, but I remember I'd ask it for just a birthday something for my mom's birthday party. And it really, I wasn't impressed. And I reach out to you. I don't know if you use it or what you use, because you know, you say no, you like you, but you gave it to me, and what you gave me, I loved. And one of the things I'm saying is that we have to be so in depth in this thing for it to know our inside out, to get everything, and then after we are spoiled, we don't know how to do it for real on our own. That's my
Okay.
concern.
All right. I understand where you're coming from. Now, Toastmaster Daphne make a very valid point in the chat. By contest time, you'd have learned the skills as the AI showed you what to look for and how to phase. And that is true because I have done in-person evaluation and I didn't have to use it because I already know what to look for and what I'm looking for. Because even though you have that full-on evaluation, it still helps me to look for things that I know I would overlook. When I'm in an in-person meeting, I'm more sit down and stable and looking at the person. But when you're online, you find you're doing all kind of things you're not supposed to be doing. Am I wrong, Toastmasters? Or you're
No, you're
online, your
right.
camera is off, you're
May
behind, you're doing
Mr.
all.
Presenter, Mr.
And
Presenter,
a
may
lot,
I interrupt? I need to
Yes,
make a
Madam
very
District
important point.
Director elect.
In a contest, you cannot use any electronic device. So the question of using AI does not arise. It's a tool and we must use it to train ourselves, not to, as you said, substitute. You use it to enhance your skills, just like every other tool. We have calculators. That doesn't mean you must not be able to do mental arithmetic. We need to be disciplined. We need to embrace new things, but it cannot be that it's going to replace. But as I said, as far as the contest is concerned, you can't even carry your phone. The only
That is
thing
true.
that you're allowed to
It's not
use for
going
the
to be good.
evaluation contest is the printed paper that says evaluation notes and your pen.
Mhm.
So let's not think about anybody being able to use it and have the advantage over someone else. Thank you.
Point of
Thank you so
order,
much for
that's not,
making
no,
that
but my
clear.
point is if we continue to lean on this, then we won't be great evaluators because we are leaning on it. I know we can't take
No,
it to
but
the
we don't
contest,
have
and
to
that's
lean on
why
it,
I said
Carla.
there's going to be a problem because
With
Okay
some of
then.
us
empathy.
All
depend
right.
on it so much.
Thank you so much, ladies, and we will put that for another time. That's a lovely debate, but for another time. Yes, distinguished. Yes, Toastmaster Francois.
Thank you so much, David Tariq. To illiterate, sorry, wrong word. I can't
Yes.
remember her name. Yeah, wrong word I just used, sorry. For persons who are concerned of the personalization of your message, DVD Tyreek is honestly correct about personalizing it. Now, what I use, I'm not sure if DVD Tyreek is aware of it, is called Whisper Flow. Now, Whisper Flow, you can actually, you're talking exactly what you want your letter to be. This is a perfect example which I have used. Your mind is not a person fearful that they no longer will be creative or their mind may go lapse. The whisper flow, you are speaking into it. It writes exactly what you have said. You look at it, you can edit it, maybe put your comma, you might have a comma or a full stop at different places, and you copy and paste it in your letter. So this is a way that you have it personalized itself for you, and not being wondering, oh my goodness, this sound like mechanic. So I just wanted to put that there, that you can use that app Whisper if you're afraid of using Chat GPT, that you copy everything, and obviously persons are going to recognize, hey, you're using AI in what you're doing. Thank you so much.
And I do agree with you, Toastmaster Francois. As you say, personalize it. The people will just copy and paste. So it's going to sound so mechanicalized. Like, oh, so see, Clara, right? Nothing for herself. Now, let me give you a joke. I work in the Ministry of Agriculture in Antigua and Barbuda. And one particular PAS, when she writes, all her letters end with staff morale that we picked up. It's not. She's the one writing those letters. Every letter ends with that terminology, and it affects staff morale. And at this, we started picking up, okay, she did not write those letters because they always say it's always has a funny beginning. It never sounds right. It sounds not human. So as I say, you're helping to enhance, you're not using it to replace. So don't think you're replacing yourself. It is to help you, the individual, just like when we're using Yodely. Yodely is an AI thing because it told you how to help you with your speeches, train you with table topics. It was a form of AI. It was actually attached to all our Toastmasters profile until TI removed it. So that's it. So we might be saying, oh, AI, but we have used it. Distinguished Toastmaster Joni was a big ambassador for that. And I used it, and I'm like, okay, it wasn't friendly for me. It may be friendly for some people, but you have to know how to let it understand you, the individual, what you want and how you want to use it. Distinguished Toastmaster Pearl.
Receive that. Not DTM yet, but I received that. I would
That's
like
okay.
to add actually. First of all, thank you for having this. I tried so much times to get on one of the AI-powered communication from Toastmasters, because here you get truth. Okay. Now remember, with AI. We are the ones that have to put the prompts. Now, I am for AI all the way. I use AI. I learn from AI. Okay, because that's what AI is about. We use it, it doesn't use us. In other words, if I have a speech, or even as far as a flyer, let's say a flyer, okay? I want a flyer made. I have to be the one to train that AI and tell that AI, I need it Toastmaster branding. And automatically the colors, the script, the font, okay? Now, just an example, I want something for Father's Day. You know, we're not really allowed to put children, right? But with my AI, I would say, on a father that is and this is a prompt. This is what I'm telling it. A prompt saying, a father that is engaging, put on his t-shirt a face of his son and him. That is, an AI would fix it up. It is still Toastmaster branding. It's what we give it. Okay, and AI is there the same way Zoom is there to stay, and it's just going to get more and more and more. The AI is there to stay. So how you want to embrace it, that's up to the individual, but it's here. And instead of allowing it to for us to be afraid of it, what we should do is embrace it and allow it to work for us, not the other way around. Okay, we know that you cannot use AI in our speeches or our competitions, but you at home use the AI so you get better at it. Ask the AI, okay, I just did this speech and it was the exact time and I did this and this and this. What do you think what would you have done better? Ask that question and it comes up. It'll say, well, you should have stand. It evaluates you. It depends on which one you use. I love Copilot. That's my little, my little honey bunny, but
that's my favorite too.
yeah, Copilot is it. So I'm just saying to our Toastmasters, don't be left behind. That's one of the reasons I love Toastmasters. Toastmasters come up with the difficult things that the world don't want to, some people afraid of and some people ain't afraid of. And if we would embrace it and allow it to work for us, it would be no problem. Thank you for allowing me to
Thank you
share.
so much, Toastmaster. This is lovely, and I agree with you. It is here. First, Toastmaster Vanessa Brown, I give you 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you for that. Don't know if it was asked already, but my question is, I am doing a presentation or I'm writing something and I send the outline to AI and ask it to fix it for me. When I get back that information, can I just use it if I am sending a letter or if I am doing an evaluation? Can I use it like that after what I have sent to AI for it to be fixed?
Yes, but at the end of it all, you still need to edit it to have your personal touch. Even though you use it to do that, you still need to edit it. It must be edited by you for your personal touch. So you can do all that, but at the end of the day, you yourself have to make the changes. So it sounds humanized, not AI.
Generated. All right. Thank you much.
You're most welcome. Toastmaster Orani Timothy.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Toastmaster Terry, good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening. Good afternoon.
Toastmaster Randy from Luminary Clubs from Trinidad and Trinidad. I've been using the AI in regards to my role for the past year. I've been playing the role of club secretary, and I will say that has been the biggest assistance for me for sustaining that role. Because one of the reality I will always say to I observe even with other clubs as well to that role of club secretary. Every time election time comes, people are reluctant to even partake in that role, and because of what the AI could cover and get done for you, yeah, it increases your productivity a lot. Sometimes even you may be sitting down in the meeting and a lot of stuff you miss, and you'll be surprised where the AI is able to pick up on. And just as what Tariq just mentioned as well too, you have to really go back and analyze, okay, this person didn't really say that, but you could always fine tune and tweet and all this type of stuff because you actually have the audio recorded of the meeting. I mean, all these things, yes, the members will know you're recording the meeting and all this type of stuff, but the AI really does produce an entire transcript of the entire meeting for you and make the life of the club secretary role very easy. All right, so that's what I have to say.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ernie. So, all in all, everyone, yes, everybody is not happy of how AI is doing, but I'm gonna say this with the biggest and fullest chest. It is here to stay. We can do nothing about it. It is how you use the tool, not the tool using you. You have to be the one to use the tool. The tool cannot just say, oh, come distinguished Toastmaster Curran, let me show you how to write. It's just like you going to university, sitting down, going through it and study, ask questions, and you will get the answers. Toastmaster Dwayne Stevens, I saw your hand up.
Yeah, and I put it back down, but good day, Tariq, and thank you very much for this presentation, and big up to everybody in Toastmasters land. All right, I joined a little bit late, but what I thought was there were some concerns about the information that I would spit out, and as Tariq just mentioned, it is going to be sounding like AI initially, however, human, but that feature I know of specifically for ChatGPT, you can train it. You can train it on your persona. So one of the things I have been doing with ChatGPT is for my business personally, what I do. Are you hearing me?
You're kind of breaking up, but we're somewhat hearing you. You're kind of breaking up, but we're somewhat hearing you.
Kind of breaking. Am I a little bit better?
Yes, you are.
No?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're kind of better now. But...
Yeah. There's a feature. There's a feature in ChatGPT that you can actually train on different personas. So if it is that you, for example, in Toastmasters, you want it to be like you want it to operate like a VP head, you want it to operate like a secretary, you want it to assume any role within our Toastmasters movement, you can train ChatGPT, I know specifically, and other tools to take on that persona. But what you would do is you could give it the style, the tone, mannerisms, languages. So if you do presentations, if you have a certain way or you talk, you can program it. It's like you can give it information. It will store that information, and when it is you're actually fulfilling that role as an evaluator, whatever it is, it will evaluate based on how you would want it to. And for those who went to the District 81 conference, we had the framework that DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster S, showed us. I believe it was a COMA. And you have many different other types of frameworks for evaluating. You can utilize those frameworks when you're doing evaluations also. And you can program it in the tool and it will do it for you. You review it as Tariq mentioned, Toastmaster Tariq, and it will give you as best closest evaluations mirroring that framework that was there. and you can have to, you of course have to review it and see if it's aligned to what you're expecting based on the framework. So there are different ways you can leverage these tools. So I just wanted to share that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dwayne, and I will say this last couple of things. If you look at it now, in the working environment, current working environment, a lot of people are being replaced by people who know how to use AI. It is happening, and you know why? Because some people want statistical data in 1 hour, not 3 days, not 5 days, not a month. So Toastmasters, look at AI as the agent that you will use. And Toastmaster Daphne said it in the chat here. You train an AI agent, and you need to sit down and look at how am I going to get this to help me. There are some things that you're going to have to do personally. DTM Touch, I was watching a movie and the employee built the perfect presentation via AI, presented it, and when asked a follow-up question, the presenter went blank. And that's true. So that's the thing. Stop depending on AI to do everything for you. Let it enhance your capabilities. I made my presentation out of AI, but I know what I put in it because I put it in there myself. And I made sure I know everything word for word because I want to, at the end of the day, I can answer it because I did it. I have the answers. And AI did not help me with the answers. I sat down, I wrote them out in a book, them together, and AI helped me. So do not look at it as something that can replace the human brain. Look at it as something enhancing your focus on your studies. Thank you. I will be turning over to distinguished Toastmaster Donna Wilkinson-Clark, who will be dealing with dissecting the brand manual. So today we'll learn how to dissect. Well, not we. You all will learn how to dissect the Toastmasters brand manual. Distinguished Toastmaster Donna already taught me that. So I don't think I need to be retaught that already. Distinguished Toastmaster Donna. The virtual lecture is yours.
Thank you so much. I am actually trying to now share my screen. Just give me one moment to share my screen. I was trying to get it up. But thank you so much for a very informative session just now. I love the questions that were asked. Very pertinent questions, very relevant to today. And okay, I think it's Toastmaster Tyreek. Can I ask you to just remove me as host until my presentation is finished so that I will not be distracted by the host features that will come up. Okay, so I'm going to share again. Something went wrong. Sharing has just been turned off.
Because I remove you as host. Sorry.
But you can allow me to share.
Yeah, see if
Yeah.
you can share. I'm trying to
Not
see
yet.
if this
All right, add me back as host.
Zoom has changed, so it's a lot of madness going on now because before you could have just go in and press everyone. Just now there's a whole drama at the side now of Zoom.
Okay, no worries. No worries. We're gonna go right into the brand manual. So I'm sharing my screen of the brand manual. I'm hoping that everybody can see my screen.
It's loading.
Okay. There, yeah.
And then the yeah, we're seeing it now.
Okay. So welcome everyone. Today we want to, this is timely as we look at dissecting the brand manual straight on the heels of AI and how do we protect the integrity of our brand. And one of the ways to protect the integrity of our brand is by understanding our brand. So today that's exactly what we're going to do. There have been a lot of changes to the brand manual over the years. And every year as Toastmasters International experiment with various ways of using the brand, they share with us a new brand manual with new things that we can use to really help us to unleash our creativity. One of the things that's important to us is that we must remember that we're all brand ambassadors. When we leave, when we go out and we represent, hello? And we say that we are Toastmasters, or we are a member of a Toastmaster club. Immediately we become brand ambassadors. People are going to be looking at us. They're going to be looking to see how we operate and how we speak. I recently attended the opening of an event, and they asked to interview me just to get words. And one of the persons said, she's a trained Toastmaster. And she only said that because she knew that I am a member of Toastmasters International, and she had heard me speak on other occasions. That I started to think. The fact that she said I was a trained Toastmaster told me a lot of things in that sentence. But also what came out strongly was the brand Toastmasters. I somehow represented or depicted or suggested something about this brand called Toastmasters. And in that, it was that we are public speakers and we speak well. That was her impression of this brand Toastmasters. And I wanted to give that example because I want you then to understand how we are considered as brand ambassadors. Toastmasters International has in this, the brand manual, resources. They have ways you can reach out if you have any questions. So if at the end of this and you have any more questions that I have not been able to answer, you are free to reach out to brand@toastmasters.org, or you can go to trademarks@toastmasters.org. Or if you have to use the Toastmaster brand, you can click right here for Toastmasters to request to use the Toastmaster logo. Now, the brand platform sits and is underpinned by the core pillars of Toastmasters International: integrity, respect, service, excellence. And I know we all know this. We speak about this all the time, especially during training, and we hear this come up a lot, especially during our leadership training. One of the other things that Toastmasters International does in terms of the brand manual is right here, our brand promise. Our brand promise looks to empower, seeks to empower individuals through personal and professional development. So this means that they look at the growth of the members. When it comes to Toastmasters, we all think that the brand is only the flyers we see, but it is more than that. The brand includes our voice, our tone, the way we speak, our personality. Toastmasters International wants to ensure that we get it right and that we depict the brand as they expect. So every time we interact people as Toastmasters or representing the brand, the personality must shine through. The way we speak to them, are we clear, confident? Are we compassionate? Right here. Clear, confident, and compassionate. Are we respectful? How do we speak to each other? Are we respectful? Are we friendly and professional? Are we speaking positively and upbeat? Even though we may disagree, do we remain enthusiastic? We can be serious when ready and when necessary. But most of all, it is important as a Toastmaster to be open to listening and exchanging. I saw all of this play out just now during Toastmaster Tyreek's presentation. We disagreed on some aspects of AI, but it was respectful. Do you agree?
Yes,
Can you hear
I
me?
agree.
Yes, Toastmaster Donna,
yes.
yes.
It was respectful. It was still positive and upbeat, and he was enthusiastic, sharing the new technology. He was confident, he was compassionate, but so was every single person who made a contribution. I thought that we were open to exchange because it was rich. Even though we did not agree, we were still willing to listen to each other, and we agreed to disagree. Some of us will hold our points. Some of us will continue to explore AI. Some of us will not, because we have reservations about AI and the impact it's having on our people, our learning, our education, on everything. But there was also a serious part as well. When this DTM Corinne, current program quality director and our district director-elect, she came in and she really shared, it was serious, but it wasn't harsh. It was serious, but she shared. And that, to me, exemplify every single thing that is Toastmasters. That is Toastmaster. And yes, we get it right and wrong sometimes. Toastmasters are us. Toastmaster is us. Toastmasters is the organization. Toastmaster organization. And when we look at the voice and tone, we were professional. We use language that we could understand, even though within the Caribbean, we have our various dialects. It was clear. Every single person that was speaking was clear. We were warm. It was friendly. We were still respectful, and everything was succinct. It was clearly explained. Well, this is the biggie, and this is where we tend to want to know a lot more about. Are there any questions before I move into the visual guidelines? Because I want you to understand that even though the visual guidelines are the things we look at to evaluate whether we're brand compliant, it is important how we articulate, communicate the content in the flyers and any other materials that we share. So it's not just visually, but it is also the way we communicate. Now, when we look at our visual guidelines, there are a number of items that we look at. The logo, we're going to go through each of them as much as we can given the time frame. Now, the logo is important because it is a representation of the organization, Toastmasters International. When we have the logo, it must be the correct logo. Now, throughout the years, Toastmasters International would have changed various aspects of their logo. And we move from some brightly colored logos to one where the blue is more royal blue is more predominant. And it is important that we use the most current version of our logo. One of the things that is important is to ensure that when we have our logo, that the space is clear. Sometimes we may have a very busy background and the logo is lodged somewhere in there and it gets lost in all of that and all of the background images that we have in our materials. But it is important to find a clear space, one space that is clear, and to place that logo. That logo could be anywhere. It could be the top, the bottom, this side, but it must be predominantly seen on the material that we are sharing. Toastmasters International has given us a minimum size for our logo. And they're right here, the 72 pixels and 3/4 inches in print if we are printing the logo. These are the type of logos that can be used, the grayscale, the colors, this one with the white background. And this is all available on the Toastmasters website, Toastmasters International website. In addition to the standard logo, there's what we call the word mark, and it is just the name. The name could just be Toastmasters International, where we see the loyal blue and the true maroon. It could be the black, or it could be with this loyal blue background. We are not to change this background to maroon. It needs to stay as Toastmasters International has shown the logo and the word mark. Now, logo lockups. Logo lockups just means that there are a number of elements that have been locked together, and they must be displayed like that. They must be displayed together. So we can't just have since 1924. So we can't remove Toastmasters International and just have since 1924. We must have this Toastmasters International, the large dash, since 1924. That is a logo lockup. All of these elements must be displayed combined like this. So you need to see the same logo every single time. That helps us to be recognizable, and it helps to enhance the brand and to make us look more professional. Now, some people say, I may want to do something for, let's say, for Halloween, and I want to use the pumpkin and maybe a scarecrow or whatever elements that you use for Halloween. And they may say, I want to remove the Toastmasters International logo and just use the colors. But Toastmasters International is recognized by the colors. So if you remove the logo, you can still recognize the colors, and there is still some identification that it is a Toastmasters brand. It is the Toastmasters brand. So that is not recommended. If you are doing something that is not on brand, in fact, let me say, everything you do should be on brand. I'm gonna just change the sentence I was going to say and say that everything you do must be on brand. So if you remove the logo, but the colors are still there, you are still representing the Toastmasters brand. In terms of, yes, distinguished Toastmaster Carla.
Thanks again. I saw just now the flyer you put up that has, I'm just saying, and District 91. Is that okay, or is it not?
Where's that?
The one I'm looking at now. That
Oh,
has
yes, it
at
is.
the bottom.
Yes,
The
yes.
I'm just saying is okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So are
I'm
we
just
able to
saying,
do
I
that?
am saying, I do not know what, I am just saying what that means. That is, it could be the title of something that is going in a, oh, you mean if you can use this logo?
Right.
This is
No,
not
for
a logo.
example,
This is an example. So the Toastmasters logo is there, but the text is just underneath it.
so I'm saying, if I'm using that, could I have that with my club name underneath it? Just as though we have District 99.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Your
Okay.
club name could be under it. Yes, sorry. I
Okay.
misunderstood what you were asking. Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks.
So your club, what's the name of your club?
Eminent Orators.
Eminent Orators Toastmasters Club would be
Yes, ma'am.
underneath. Mhm. It
Okay.
could be underneath, it could be at the side.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. I hope that clears it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in terms of the logo, very often we may need to resize the logo. And as we resize the logo, some people pull the logo from the side or the top and bottom. And when we do that, it distorts. If we're going to pull the logo or resize the logo, we can use the corner of the logo and pull it, and it stretches evenly. Or resize, or either enlarge or make it smaller. These are the ways you are not to use the logo. You would see that where the Toastmasters International sign is missing right here. Where the Toastmasters International sign is this one right here.
Yes.
Yes. That we cannot remove Toastmasters International and replace it with our district or club name or anything of the sort. We cannot change any element of the Toastmaster logo. It must remain as it has been shared. Now, this is the one that's really important now, our color palette. Can anyone tell me how many colors we can use for our backgrounds? How many colors can we use as backgrounds from our flyers? How many?
Four.
Four.
Five. Yes.
So how many people said 2? Raise your hands. How many people said 3? Raise your hand. 3. How many people said 4? Raise your hand.
I would say 5. Just
5.
5.
Yes. It is actually 5. It is the 3 primary
Yes.
colors plus black and
Right.
white. So it's a loyal blue or true maroon or cool gray and black and white. And these form the background of our flyers. Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Carla?
Oh no, my hand was just saying how many persons say 4 or 5.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh
And
my
these are the primary colors, and the black and white are used especially for large surfaces. Happy yellow, this would be an accent color. So you can use this for the font, to highlight the font. You can use black, you can use white for the font colors. You can use it for maybe minor elements in your flyer as well. Now, gradients create some interest. So if you have the primary colors in the background, you can have them graded into different colors. Now, there's one thing I want you to note. Loyal blue starts with loyal blue and it grades into blissful blue. But the gradient for true maroon starts with deep maroon and goes into rich maroon. It does not start with true maroon. So take note of that. It does not start with the true maroon color scheme and goes into any of the others. It is deep maroon into rich maroon or vice versa. So true maroon. And if you notice, you will see the numbers here are different. True maroon.
Deep.
See that? It's a different color. True maroon is 77, 2432. And the gradient for true maroon is these 2 right here. Now, when we get to cool gray, we start with the cool gray color and it grades into fair gray. And if we go back to blue, we start with loyal blue and we go into blissful blue. So everybody got that? The minor change is when we get to true maroon. The gradient colors the gradient codes are different. Transparencies, this is used to create also some nice interest and helps you as you unleash your creativity. You are able to use transparencies to create some interest and excitement in your flyers as well. And Toastmasters International would like that the transparencies, we use white and an opacity of 70%. If you use Canva has the transparencies and you can make the adjustment to the percentage when you select the transparency option. The Pathways logo. Pathways, as we all know, is our educational program. And sometimes if we are doing a training session on Pathways, or we are talking about, or maybe our session is strictly Pathways, we can use the logo. Again, you follow the same logo rules. There must be clear space around the logo, equal space around the logo, the equal space top and bottom, and the minimum sizes that we can use. One change though is that the Pathways, Toastmasters Pathway Learning Experience logo is 1 inch if we're printing it, but we remain at 72 pixels if we are online. The badges, Toastmasters, the Pathways badges. The Pathways badges are used when we are highlighting that or celebrating our members when they have completed a path. We may use these if we are going to be discussing something specific. But these are not to be replaced for a Toastmaster for the Toastmaster logo in any form or fashion. These are not critical to our flyers. These are used to communicate messages about the past. Our fonts. Can anybody tell me how many fonts we currently use or have available to use in Toastmasters?
Can I?
I'm gonna guess 3.
All right, 3.
5.
5, I heard 5. Where anybody else?
2.
20? Anybody said 20?
2.
2?
4.
4. All right, we actually have 8 that are at our yes, there are 8 at our disposal. We have Gotham.
Yeah.
We have Montserrat, which is an alternative to Gotham if we don't have access to that. So those are 2. All right. We have Myriad Pro. Source Sans 3. Source Sans Pro. Corinthia and Luxurious Script. And we're going to go through those. We also have Arial and Sego. So we currently have 8 fonts available for use in the Toastmasters brand when we are using any collateral for the Toastmasters brand.
Isn't that 9? I counted 9.
You counted 9? All right, we're gonna go through. We're gonna go through them. So Gotham and Montserrat, these are for headings or subheadings. These are the fonts that are used for headings or subheadings. When you go into any of the applications that we would use to create our flyers, you may see various forms of the logo of the font. So you may see condensed, you may see bold, black, medium. All of these things are available to us. What we cannot do with our logos is to use them in word art, drop shadows, or any form of manipulation. This means we shouldn't have them curved. We shouldn't have shadows surrounding our text. We should only use the text forms that are available in the app, which may be condensed, may be bold, may be narrow. Those are the only things that we should be using. But when we try to manipulate it otherwise, that is not allowed under the brand. So we have 2 fonts right here. We're going to go to the next page. We have Source Sans 3, Source Sans Pro, and Myriad Pro. So we're at 5 here, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Correct. There are 9. Myriad Pro, this will be used for the body of the copy, the body of any text that we're using, as well as Source Sans 3, Source Sans Pro, Arial, or Segu. These are all the body of any, used for the body of any collateral that we're using. Now, Corinthia and Luxurious are cursive text. They're scripted, they look scripted. And these are usually used for events when we're celebrating anniversaries or if there's a special event in the club or district that we are going to, that would we use Corinthia and Luxurious script. Yes, Toastmaster Carla? This is Toastmaster Carla?
Yes, I'm just checking. Do we use, are you saying those also for PowerPoint presentations?
Which one? Corinthia and LuxuriScript?
No, not the cursives, all the others. Those are the ones
Yes.
that should be used only for PowerPoint presentations?
No, they can be used in your flyers. It could be used in PowerPoint. It could be used in
No, I'm
any
saying,
form.
what if I use something else? Would I be against the brand for PowerPoint
Yes.
presentations?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. You should be
Okay.
using these. Sorry, let me be clear. As long as it's a branded Toastmasters material, you should, if you download any of the templates from Toastmasters International, some of these fonts are already in the template.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as long as you're representing Toastmasters and anything branded, you should be using these fonts. In terms of the images, I know that we love to use our creativity, and if we're doing something for Halloween, if we celebrate that and the pumpkin, but what does the pumpkin have to do with Toastmasters International? What does it have to do with speaking?
Please repeat that question. I missed it.
What does a pumpkin? So let's say we have a particular theme. I just use Halloween as an example.
Nothing to do with Toastmasters.
Not that theme.
Not one thing, right? But yeah, we're gonna put it on our flyers, big and bold, because we're celebrating Halloween. Distinguished Toastmaster Romley, your hand is raised.
You're muted.
Sorry for that. Most of our meetings, we have themes, right? And with those same themes, for instance, Christmas, Valentine's, Carnival, we talk about Caribbean people. To me, and this is what I use, so if I'm wrong, I need you to correct me now so I could stop it. But I have when I make a flyer, and it's one of those themes, what I would do is, for instance, you see how you have the people here engaging on the slide? I would have them maybe with a slide in the back and the picture of what I want displayed. You know, so they are talking about, you know, or as I said earlier, how this gentleman is engaging with the mic.
Yes.
So his t-shirt is visible, so you could see maybe him and his son on his t-shirt for Father's Day, stuff like that. I usually play around with that. I know it's a thin line, but is that something that can fly? That's one. That's one of the things I want to know. And the second thing I want to just when you were talking about the logos and seeing that we're talking also AI and branding, I just want to caution people that when we do certain things on AI, some of the AIs, well, some of them respect the fact that Toastmasters International have their own separate branding stuff, so they would bring up logos, and if you don't look at them good, you would not realize that there's something off on the logo because they're not allowed to use the brand.
Yes.
So there, in a case like that, you know, okay, that's where I want the logo. You could take it off and then in Canva put the real logo.
Okay. We're gonna, so let me deal with the first one. I've highlighted here, Toastmasters International has relaxed the restrictions a bit. And you can use some clip art, digital art, illustrations, cartoons, things that you want to represent the theme, but these are secondary. So we have to be creative in how we use it and use them as secondary elements. Yeah, to enhance the theme, or if you want to project the theme visually like that, you can, but remember there are secondary elements. So that's what I would say. That's why I highlighted this. Toastmaster Tyreek, your hand is up. Do you want to address the AI?
Not the AI aspect of it, of what you're stating here, the use of certain things. Because I remember we couldn't use food and animals, and I think one of the purpose of it was the religious aspect of it, because Toastmasters is such a large organization and we represent a lot of people worldwide. There was one of the reasons why they didn't believe in using like Jesus Christ religious symbols or faith specific figures on General Toastmaster meeting, because it can unintentionally make some members or guests feel excluded or suggest that the club is affiliated with a specific religion. I think so. That was one of the reasons why we were told we had to be very careful with some of those
Exactly.
imageries, because you
Yes.
don't want people to feel excluded. Or if because I'm Hindu and you're a Christian, I mean I can't come to your club. So people thought it was, oh, we are pray. Yes, we're a praying Caribbean country, but you have to be mindful. A lot of people say, oh, that's a part of us. Yes, it's a part of us, but be mindful of the people that comes to your meeting, because you can offend them and they never pass back.
Yes.
That's one of the purpose.
Religion is something that even with businesses, when they look to sponsor, people are careful to be affiliated with particular religious political parties. So it's not only religion, but it's also political parties and, anything that could suggest a bias. And we need to be more inclusive. One of the other things that we need to pay attention to is using children, food, all of these things that I've highlighted here, medicine, architecture. We are in the business of speaking and leadership and networking. And those are the things that we need to convey in our collateral and our, when we start to advertise our flyers. These are the things that we should be conveying, because that's what our business is about. Even if you had a medical doctor speaking, I mean, Toastmasters International is not in the business of medicine, prescribing, anything of that nature. So a medicine pill, a pill box or things like that sends the wrong message. So we have to stick to and portray the image so that people always understand what we are about. Thank you both for those contributions. They were very relevant. Now, remember, if we are using images, things that do not belong to us, we need to get permission for our designs, images, or if we're using another trademark or anything that is copyrighted, we need to have permission. So we may need to purchase particular elements, images, if we are going to be using them. Sometimes people may purchase things and try to remove the watermark. That is not ethical. And we cannot be doing things that could open Toastmasters International to any legal challenges. We talked about placement on our photography or any of our flyers. And one of the things we're always cautious about is that the logo should not block people's faces. And it shouldn't compete in the image. Remember early on, I said that we need to find a clear space where the logo should be. We can use the guidelines. Sorry, we can use catchphrases or a sentence, relax, speak confidently. These are the approved phrases that can be used. Find your voice, communicate confidently. These are the type of invest in your brighter future. Depending on how they're going to be used, what you want to convey, these are the phrases that can be used on your collateral, your materials. Toastmasters International has a range of resources. We can look on the brand portal. If you sign into Toastmasters International, log in, you can go to the brand portal and download some of them. You have even the way we use our signature on our email, the way if we are going to be using digital business cards relating to Toastmasters. I've downloaded both of these and I currently use them in my Toastmaster Gmail account, the Gmail account that I use strictly for Toastmasters business. And I use these two on my email signature. This is an example of how it is used. Your first name, your last name, your title. So are you club officer? What title do you use? Are you a district officer? Your contact details. If you wish, you can put your email address there. You can have the Toastmasters International logo, as well as any of these that apply to you. And the disclaimer at the bottom. Similarly, stationery here. Now, digital, some of these are fine digitally, but when we have to, and we're going to come to them, when we start to print Toastmasters material, we have to request to use the trademark. So stationery, newsletters, all of these things, articles, so when we create any materials that are not going to be on paper, because there are templates for all of these things, the business cards, the newsletters, every single thing Toastmasters International has a template for that we can download and use directly, and we can print that. If we want to put something on a t-shirt or some other type of material, we need to request the use of the trademark. That is what I am trying to explain at this time. So like on a cup, on a t-shirt, you need to request the use of the trademark. There are protocols as it relates to the website use, and the brand manual is quite interactive and it has links that can take you directly to the particular area that you require. It is highlighted here in blue, and it will share more about what is required to set up the website for your club, your area, your division, or your district. Video guidelines. I think we have done a lot of videos in the past, so we know that there's a disclaimer at the beginning that we use. Make sure that the club or the district number, depending on who is distributing the video, any credits at the end, any names of persons involved, the persons or the Toastmasters who would have been involved in creating or a hand in the creation. Anybody who's in the video, make sure we have permission to use their likeness in the video. And the disclaimer is right here, which could be copied and pasted directly. And this is usually in the first frame of the video. Toastmasters International has given a guidelines on some tips that you can use in the creation. Corporate clubs, the logos are never directly beside each other, but they could be one side of the page of any document, top and bottom, or beside, but they're never side by side. And for the gavel clubs, these are the logos that are used for the gavel clubs, and they need to remain intact. Again, no tampering with the logo that is distributed here. And I think Toastmaster Tyreek, you did not give me a time, but I am sure that I am almost at the end of my allotted time.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Donna.
But I was just checking first. Just please let me end.
Yes, you can. Yes,
Toastmasters,
you can.
Toastmasters, I encourage you to use the brand manual. It has a wealth of information. Anything you are not certain of, Toastmasters International is willing to share, to listen and to respond to what you are asking. If you require, I can also assist in helping you to determine if you are brand compliant or if you have any questions relating to the use of any elements. Please feel free to reach out to me. I can put my contact details in the chat. But I encourage you to use the brand guidelines. They were designed to help ensure that the brand Toastmasters International is not bastardized and it remains intact so that it is clear and easily recognizable all around the world. Over to you, Toastmaster Tyreek. Toastmaster Tyreek, you are muted.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Donna. And that was a very fruitful conversation. Now, our next presenter is that's Toastmaster Dylan. Toastmaster Dylan, you're there? Or do I have to call him to see if he's there? Hope and pray he has not disappeared. 1 second. So, our next presenter is Toastmaster Dylan. And Toastmaster Dylan, will be presenting. Okay, so our next presenter will be teaching about cybersecurity, and that is Toastmaster Dylan. So we got the AI aspect of it. We have gotten the dissecting the brand manual aspect of it. Now it's time for us to protect ourselves as Toastmaster, whether in cybersecurity and in passes. And I know we have had situations where persons try to hack our phones or WhatsApp. So today, distinguished Toastmaster Dylan will be definitely doing that for us. Distinguished Toastmaster Dylan, the virtual lecture is yours, sir.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Tarek. I'm happy to be here. Toastmasters, please don't expect to get the regular energy that I usually bring, but I was involved in an accident yesterday and I'm slightly in pain, so I have to hold my neck up. I have a brace on, so please forgive me. And we go through this together. So good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And before we begin, I'd like to ask one of the most simplest of questions when we talk about cybersecurity. And the question is, how much of your life exists online? Be honest. How much of your life exists online? Your photographs, your emails, your banking information, your social media account. Everywhere you go, there's a tweak, there's a Twik, and there is Insta. So everywhere you go, I'm at this shop, I'm at this location. Your club records, perhaps even your speech and pathway projects. Yeah, but today we will look at how every single thing is connected worldwide, and where our information, if you think it was safe, is one of the most vulnerable assets. Yet, many people do not realize how vulnerable that information really and truly is. And so this session is really and truly designed to help us to understand practical steps that we can take as Toastmasters to better secure our data and protect ourselves from when those persons come, and our club as well, and our communities. So let's start with a quick show of hands, Toastmasters. How many of you use the same password for more than one account? Be honest. Come on. How many of you, by a show of hands?
I wouldn't
Don't
tell
lie.
don't tell anyone. Now all we have to do is find out one.
Well, you see, that is the problem. Because if you have one password for all the accounts, it makes it easier for those hackers to just hack one account. And once they hack that account, eventually they'll be able now to track you over different social media platforms, different records, different data. And so with that, they'll now have access to all the others. So, in my humblest of opinion, and you will realize in the presentation how you need to change that, because I know by having one password, it makes it so easier for you to remember. I know, but it is a hazard and it is dangerous. Further, how many of you have received suspicious mails asking you, oh, to click a link? You have just won $1 million and you've never signed up for anything at all in your life, but you just believe you are lucky and good Lord just sent these people your way to give you $1 million. How many of you? Or another good one. Yes, I see the hands. Or another good one. Oh, Dylan, I've been your friend for so many years, and I'm stuck in South Africa, or I'm stuck in Asia, or I'm stuck in India, and I need help in reaching home. My family is waiting on me, and I really need you to send me $1,000. Oh, have you ever seen that? Yeah.
But Mr. Facility, can I add one too, especially this particular one? I lost my passport and my birth certificate, or a fire happened. That's a famous one I've heard. I'm not trying to pick on nobody, but some Jamaicans, that's a thing some of them use. I'm not picking on nobody, but I've heard that a lot.
Yes.
That particular one. Can't find my passport or my birth certificate and not calling nobody out.
No, I don't know. I'm working at the passport office or the birth and registration office to assist in this means. But you know, these are all red flags, Toastmasters, all red flags. Another good one. How many of you use online banking? And I know the world is going this way. All right, because even I use online banking. All right, these are things that we must be cognizant of, because most of us, we do online banking. The reality is that cybersecurity is no longer an issue for IT professionals. It is an issue for every single one of us who interact in that cyberspace. So for every one of us, we are a target. The good news, however, is that most of the cyber attacks can be prevented through awareness and good habits. And today, we will explore some of those habits that I have used, even as a forensic cyber analysis personnel. So, when people hear the word cybersecurity, they often imagine hackers sitting behind a computer screen. But cybersecurity is way broader than that, Toastmasters. Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting our information, our devices, our networks, and the digital identities from unauthorized access and misuses. So think of cybersecurity as the lock on the front door of your digital home. Think of it. And just as you secure your house, you must secure your online life. And it's the same thing for us. Every single information you like to shop online, you see a fancy bag and a fancy shoes. They ask you for your credit card details. They ask you for a photograph. They ask you for your email address. Listen, the amount of data that they ask you for, you want to know if you're being born and register all over again at the birth and registry office. And so you tend to question and ask yourself, but hey, I'm just buying a bag. Why do I need all of this? It is a little too much. And so the minute you see that, understand that that in itself is a red flag. So secure your house online. You may be asking yourself as well, why is cybersecurity important for us as Toastmasters? As we consider, how to communicate, we have Pathways, we have our online club because that's exactly what Pathways really and truly is. We have our interaction, we have our WhatsApp group, we share documents on our Google Drive, we communicate through our emails, we even manage membership information. Yes, we conduct financial transactions. We pay online for members in our club. Well, members individually pay online. So your credit card details are out there. Every one of these activities involve data. And data which can be tracked, data which can be used, data which can be abused, and data which can leave you broke. So as leaders, officers, and members of the Toastmasters family, we have a responsibility to protect that information. And cybersecurity is not just about protecting ourselves, it's about protecting those who trust us with their information. Because when you think you're protecting yourself and not able to protect others, this is what happens. The cyber attackers, what they do, they use your information. Your information will then lead to Paula Romley's information. Paula's information then leads to Corinne's information. Corinne's information then leads to Tariq's information. So you see where I'm getting at, Toastmasters? So while you would be protecting your own, you still have persons in your contact list that you interact with on a daily basis that they can actually use to attack. And I'll tell you how simple it is. One of my colleagues, his Facebook got hacked. He did not send a message to inform none of us that his Facebook profile got hacked. So what he did, he sent us a link. Well, of course, the hacker sent us a link using his profile, asking us to take that link to verify that it is him. I mean, his picture and data and everything is up there. The minute you click on that link, Toastmasters, a message is then sent to your mobile phone. They're making it sound also authentic, make it look so. When you put in that link and that data, that number that you would have gotten from Facebook, they now have access, full control and access to your Facebook page. And that is how my Facebook page got hacked. I've lost numbers of photographs and documents because I believe I can always go back into Facebook to get pictures. That was my dumping. All right. I used to dump a whole host of stuff there. Not so much important that you can use against me. But, important pictures from since 20 years ago and documents from 20 years ago that you would have shared with your colleagues, because Facebook has this thing where they remind you, oh, you have this picture taken 10 years ago or 15 years ago. So that was the perfect dumping site for my photographs. I didn't need to store them on my phone. But then I've lost all of it in one swoop. One swoop. So we need to start protecting not only ourselves, but also our colleagues. And now we're talking now about the value that you place on the data. Because many people say, oh, I have nothing worth of stealing. That is not true. Once your face is there in that cyberspace, your cyber identity can be hacked. Persons can start using your face. You can see your face turning up at bars, turning up on documents that you can't even recall signing or looking at. That is one of the most biggest misconception about cybersecurity, colleagues, that you don't have nothing worth stealing. Your name has value. Don't think for a second it doesn't. Your email address has value because your email address also connects you to your network. And once your network is connected to you, then that person who's attacking you can also have access to your network. So could you see the trend? You see how important it is to protect your data? Your financial information has value. They're looking at who you speak with, your bankers, and they call you operating as if it's the banker. Cyber criminals do not always want your money immediately. They lure you in. That is what they do. They lure you in with information. They lure you into giving this information. And then before you know it, all your information, all your monies, everything gone. So information can be exploited because to our cyber attackers, it is the greatest value that they have now against you. Now, what are some of these cyber threats that you might be worried about? Let's look at some of the common ones. First, we have phishing. You all know what's phishing? I'm not talking about F-I-S-H-I-N-G, where you have the little rod and the bait and you throw it in a drain and you fish. No, 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 no. I am talking about phishing. Persons literally luring, oh, you look gorgeous. Oh, you look beautiful. What is your sexual preference? What do you look like? What are you looking for in a guy? What are you looking for in a woman? All this information and all this data is persons trying to feed off of you to use against you later. This is where attackers trick you into revealing the information through fake messages, fake emails. The second one that you should be aware of are what we call malwares. These are malicious softwares designed to damage or steal your information. So for some of you who like to watch those free movies, you know, before you load the movies or the movies come up, you always get a pop-up. And then before you know it, you got 876 screens popping up before you, asking you, oh, to win this or try this. You might win $1 million if you did this lottery. Things like those. Ignore, 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 ignore. Do not click on those things. Those are malwares, and persons can access your data and use it later. Thirdly, and one of my well, I should say my favorite, because I did extensive research on this particular one as a police officer, is the identity theft. Now, this is someone now pretending to be you online. And this is one of the main reasons, even after COVID, I hate interacting with persons online with a passion. So for me, while I enjoy the benefits of having these online sessions with you, Toastmasters, I prefer to connect with you in the same space, feeling your energy, looking at your facial expressions. Ain't nobody telling me Delon Fraser sent this to me and me seeing you in person. You get it wrong. You ain't gonna get it. You tell them anybody I say so. Some of my cousins said, not Delon boy. Delon prefer to send it with somebody who you know you could arrest later physically. All right? I not send it to somebody miles away and I can't touch you. No, no, no. So think wisely. Think wisely. All right? Connect to somebody who you know that you can arrest later and get back here if you lose anything. So the fourth one is social engineering. And you may not believe, but this is a cyber attack. This is perhaps the most dangerous of them all, because what it does is that this type of cyber security attacks and targets human behavior rather than the technology. So it looks at your shopping trends. It looks at those persons who you engage with on over your social media platform. It looks at your content. And then they start to develop things now, because of course they have enough information about you based on what they do. Because remember, we can do a cyber analysis of you. You can just ask ChatGPT to do a cyber analysis of all the various websites that you would have visited over the last few days, and they will give you an analysis. They'll tell you, literally. So you need to be careful about this. So cyber criminals, they know that people are often easier to manipulate than the computers. So they look at what you fancy and they use that against you. Sometimes too, in the evening with the phishing emails, you might receive an email and then they might say, oh, all of a sudden your account is suspended for 24 hours. Click here immediately to retrieve same. Could you imagine it? No, you have not done any breaches in order for your account to be suspended. So why would they be sending you this? Interesting. So the first thing you do is that you don't click on the email. What I would advise you to do is to send an email directly to the host of who's managing. So for instance, if it's Google, you send an email directly to Google. Yahoo, you send it directly to Yahoo. Or if some of us are still the hottest thing around and you have Hotmail, then you send that email to Hotmail. And they in
Yes.
turn now will have their administrator reach out to you in order that you should not be clicking on anything that they did not send. So please, Toastmasters, be cautious about the things that we commonly take for granted in this cyberspace. Then you get a serious panic too. Cyber criminals also rely on your emotions. So for all of you who like to watch all of these, sensitive movies, and then trying out these new psycho skills, yes, if you think you have mastered the art, trust me, these cyber criminals are light speed ahead of you. They know how to smooth and suit your emotions quite well to get you to the place where they want you. And then they drop it in you, right? Oh, I am on this dating site and my girlfriend doesn't seem to like these new rings that I've purchased. How then can I please her? Interesting. Oh, there's this great website that has really good gifts for girls' friends. And your girlfriend, based on what you just told me, might just be interested. This might be the perfect gift for her. Yeah, indeed, it might be the perfect gift. They are stealing all your money. They're stealing every single thing that you have out there. And you might never get the opportunity to please your girlfriend with whatever they had to please her with. Yeah? So be careful. So by clicking on these links, these suspicious links, you need to be cautious. If it dawn on you that something isn't right, colleagues, then it isn't right. My grandmother always had this old adage. And I'm sure most of you know about it too. Why take a matchstick and look for it in the night when you could see it bright as day with the sun? You understand? So if it appears wrong, don't wait for the last end. Then to say, you know what? This thing looks sketchy, but I can still take a chance. Well, good luck. Good luck. This is not lottery replaying. They are going to steal every dime from you. Every dime. And now we look at the password security. So how can we better improve this? I know for a fact I would have told you don't have one password for every single thing. But by having the one password, you are able to remember. Well, my friends, it's best you start taking those same passwords and changing it up, mixes and mingle. Every year I change my password. Every year. Every single year. Imagine how I don't even trust my own self sometimes. I change my signatures at the bank every year. And that's what I tell them. So when they're coming to tell me, oh, I need to sign exactly how I sign on my identification card when I'm doing a bank transaction, I said, no, darling. You please check your records. I have updated my signature. Check your records. So you're not going to come to me with a document in 2026 where I would have changed my signature in 2025 with. You have another thing coming. Right? You have another thing. Listen, I cannot be a detective officer and not following these rules myself. I'll be a hypocrite to tell you to do it and not doing it myself. And it works. It helps, colleagues. It helps. So here's what. Many data breaches occur because people use weak and repeated passwords. So imagine using the same key for your house, your car, your office, your safety deposit box. When that person get that one key, is they have access to all your doors. So prevent that. Prevent it. The same applies to our passwords. Using long password helps. Using long passwords with unique features helps greater. Consider using a password using unique features such as the at, percentage, $, with letters mixed with numbers. Man, listen, that will be a masterful password. So for me, all the letters in my name, I can substitute with a unique character. All right? So you can do the same. So you're still spelling your same name if you want, right? But you now got to remember what the D stands for, what the E stands for, what the L stands for, what the O and the N stands for. And I'm sure every character will take you a good year or two for developing. And by the time you finish developing Delon, you got to find out what the F stands for, what the R stands for, what the A and the S and the E and the R stands for in Fraser. So when you're done, a whole year done, I don't change back my password to another one. So this is how it works. So consider using the longer password to help you. And strong password is one that is very simple, but it's most effective against our cyber attackers. So ensure you develop one over time. Now, what I love with the password with Apple, I am not, mind you, this is a disclaimer. I am not telling you that you should go and buy Apple product. However, what I have found is now you have those technology that carries your biometric. So in my opinion, if you have important documents stored somewhere, ensure that it is biometric protected. So you don't really need to remember your passwords. You just stick your thumb or your index or any other finger that you may use. Now, the only way that it'll be able to access that now is if what? They carry away your finger or your thumb, yes? So be careful. Keep it safe. Keep your fingers safe. All right? Good. I also believe that with respect to your passwords as well, you should have a multi-factor authentication. So once one password is added in and is approved, then you get a secondary authentication. Delon, I see you logged into this desktop at this time. Is this you? If you click yes. If not, enter the password that you use for this device. So you have the multi-factor authentication. So if passwords are locked, multi-factor authentication is the deadbolt. So everyone, if someone obtains one of the password, it means that they will still need another one, which is the verification to access anything that you may be doing. So that is why I like using my fingerprint. That is why I like using the combinations of these unique features in your name. All right. Now we come to protecting your email, which is important because majority of us, we have our emails, and Toastmasters International usually communicate with us through our emails. So your email account is often the gateway to everything else because every single day, if you're signing up on an application, the first thing they ask is your name followed by your email address. For signing on to Google signing on to this platform, right? I'm sure you would have had to log in your name, and then they ask you for your email address next, where they sent an email to tell you, oh, you can log in or thank you for signing up for this meeting. So create a very strong password for your emails. Protect it with using the multi-factor authentication as well, which is very much important. Then you also need to start monitoring your social space over time, because attackers tend to use those spaces which you tend not to use regularly. So if they realize that you got an idle email address for a long time and you're not using it, they tend to use that to get to you. They send some notification in that old email address just to get your attention. And then when you open it, boom, they now have access to your information that you would have stored on that particular page, which may lead now to the other accounts that you may have created. So I'm cautioning you about opening attachments. Do not open those attachments if you know you have not visited any strange website lately. Do not open those emails and those attachments. Remember, your email account is one of your most valuable digital assets. So protect it accordingly. All right? So as we continue, we will now examine social media safety because now we live in this digital era. I want us just to take a few minutes to go through some of this stuff that we can do to protect our social media, our social platform. So I need you to go back now to all your social media platforms and change your weak passwords to strong ones. Then I also need you to enable multi-factor authentication to all the accounts. ALL. Thirdly, review your privacy settings. Go to your privacy settings because each social media platform, they have a privacy settings. So I want you to review those privacy settings and change it to only allow persons who are either friends with you or change it to persons who you trust. So for instance, your Facebook, I only allow I share publicly, but I only allow persons who are my friends to mention or to share content back with me. Okay? So go into your privacy settings and you can change it. You can also change those persons who you want to see your content. Right? Also share one cyber lessons I would want to share with you as well is never have the same social media tools connected to the others. So for instance, what I mean is, I know for a fact that Facebook has a way of allowing it to communicate over other social medias. So for instance, like Instagram. So if you shared content on either as a reel or even as a shared content, then you'll find that it is shared automatically to your Instagram profile. So what I would encourage you colleagues is to ensure that the same privacy settings that you use with Facebook that you also use on Instagram if it's interconnected. It is about our responsibility and it is about our awareness and it is about putting ourselves first and those who we serve and come into contact with. So as Toastmasters, we strive to become better communicators and leaders. But in today's world, leadership must include digital responsibility. So a cyber criminal needs only one click. We need only one good decision. Let us choose awareness over convenience, security over complacency, and responsibility over risk. The future of our digital safety depends on the choices that we make today in our digital space. Toastmaster of the meeting, I thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Dylan. That was really good, and I must commend you on that. So today we learned about AI. Today we learned about dissecting the brand. And we have just concluded cybersecurity. So all who in here know now you have to go and change your passwords if you're using one password. But then, see, I was saying in the chat, I use one password. I'm gonna give you I use one password for everything. But hear the joke about it. I may use one password for the whatever, but the ending of my passwords are always 16 characters long. They're not the same. So even if you're a hacker, you might know the only first part, but see the last part, it will take years before you to understand what the last part is. And what I do, I use things that, for some of my passwords, I used to use things that people don't know about. So like my mother has an Italian name, and it was very hard for me to up to now, nobody even know how to pronounce it. So that was the greatest thing about having a mother with okay, so correction, my grandfather just told me it's Greek. It's his daughter. So my mother has a Greek name. And I was there trying to pronounce it, and I bite up my tongue in the process of doing that. So find things that people are not gonna know about. Like your mother's middle name. You know those things. Only you and your mother know that. So
Toastmaster
make
Tyree,
yes,
you
sir.
just told us enough information now to hack you. Thank you.
We continue
Exactly.
continue.
Exactly.
Although that's not my password. That is not my mother's password. But anyways, so today was good, and I'm gonna give us, so it's 5:07. I'm going to give us 4 minutes of question and answer, because at 5:15 some of us have to get out of in here. Toastmaster Francois, your hand is up.
Thank you so much. Quick question. One, can you explain can you explain the legality of using your email address to access across sites? For example, different apps. And you have ChatGPT and you want to create a new account, and you have the option of either using your Gmail or whatever email address, or you can create a new password itself. Can you explain if it's right to use it, or we create our new own email address? The second one is, can you explain cookies where you have accept, reject, or take some? Can you explain those two? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yes, there are certain sites that we might want to go on, as well as certain applications that we go on that would require us to either use our email address or you can create. But in this instance here, the legality is in the fine prints. Because remember, what they're doing is that this is like a contract. All right. When you go onto a website, you're creating a contract between you and that individual and whoever is managing it, the admin. That is, you are going to use the content of this website or this application, but in exchange, we need to know that it's a person, an authentic person who are going to use it. So for instance, if you are going to use an email that you can create on the spot and use it, no problem. If they're asking you for a new one, no problem either. The legalities is just in the same way that we would treat with entering into a binding contract between each other. All right. The one with the cookies, you can decide to ignore the cookies, but remember, cookies are other applications that works in the background so that you can have a better understanding and a better feel of the application that you're using in this space. So you might find that if you don't accept the cookies, then you might only be limited to doing certain functions in respect to that particular application or using that website in and of itself. So the legal ramification is if you abuse or if they abuse this information with respect to this email, if they use your email not for the purposes that you intended, as in you only use it to sign up to get on their webpage so as to see what the shopping experience is like and so forth. And if you find that they would have used that information or that email for something other than what it was intended for, then ultimately you can sue. But you see, that's my problem about telling you all now. I like to sue and lock up people who they're close to me, because you don't know what will happen. Over those few days might be a masked man behind a computer telling you that they're contacting you from Texas when they're all the way in Timbuktu. How do you get to them? All you have is just a website inviting you to use its content, inviting you to accept the cookies, and you just went ahead with that. All right? So you need to be cognizant of it. There are legal ramifications, but the issue is getting to them so that you can get that level of justice that you're looking for. All right. And certain sites, and this is the other thing I would encourage you all to go on, sites that are authentic, sites that are cyber secured. Go to those sites. Don't go to those shopping sites that is not cyber secured. And you'll know when it is there's a cybersecurity, because in the domain www dot or www backslash colon, all those are perfect sites to you. Yes. But don't go on those sites that really and truly doesn't have those proper secure domains, because you'll be opening yourself to a lot of issues. The cookies, and I agree with some of my colleagues in the chat. I personally don't go on site that request that I need to accept cookies. I don't need your cookies. I'm suffering from I don't want diabetes,
Oh, okay, Dylan.
right?
Okay, we
So I don't
understand.
need
You're
cookies.
suffering from sugar. Yes, you're
I
suffering
take it
from sugar.
back.
Yes,
I
all
recall.
right.
All right.
So
So
let's
cookies.
get these.
But remember, the cookies allows you to interact or have more information in the background of the site or web page that you're going on. Sean, I recognize you.
Sean.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Presenter. Good to see you. Thanks first and foremost for pushing to be here despite the circumstances. Great presentation. I just wonder what your thought is, and I'm just asking this generally to see if it's something you want to speak with the audience on. Along with complementing passwords now and two-factor authentication, there is a push for passkeys. Don't know if that's something you'd want to, speak on. And then when you mention about strengthening password, I don't know, for the purpose of the audience, if you could share like an example of, length of character. I know Tyreek talked about his 16 length character, but
That is
I
too
don't
much.
know how he manages to type that all the while.
Exactly.
But I guess he's good with the thumbs and moving kind of stuff. And what are the best practices? Do you recommend alphanumeric, straight numeric, alphanumeric symbol? Again, for the purpose of the audience that are here as they digest
Yes.
the information you've shared.
Alphanumeric with symbols are the ones that are best used. All right? Because like I told you, all the letters I'm using it as an example. Most of my passwords are symboled, literally with numbers as well as letters. But if I am going to say, for instance, if you want me to use an L, then I'll use the exclamation mark. If I want to use O, then I might use the number O, or I might use the @ character. If I want to use a T, then I might use a asterisk. So things like that is what I do. I mixed my passwords, and it doesn't have to be 19 characters like Mr. Horsford. All right, it doesn't. I can have a very simple password. I would normally have a password with 9 characters. 9 is good enough, right? Let me see. And I need to count it on my finger. Yeah, absolutely. 9. All right. And I can mix the 9 characters with numbers, letters, as well as symbols. You also talked about a passkey, and that also is another level of authentication that we can also employ as Toastmasters in that multifaceted authentication. All right. So yes, that is a great suggestion to use those passkeys.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Dylan. And thank you, everyone. I just dropped in the evaluation for presenters was dropped in the chat. Toastmaster Daphne decided that she thinks it's not safe, so she don't have to evaluate nobody. She could just skip it. Anyways, thank you, everyone, for being here today. And we truly appreciate your coming out and being a part of this training, and I'm sure y'all have gotten a mouthful of what you cannot do, what AI can do, how you use branding, what are the do's and don'ts of branding, cybersecurity, and yes, Sean, you have 30 seconds.
Before you go, can I just grab your indulgence just to ask one? We've done these seminars and sessions over and over for many, many years. And I'm wondering, when we have these wonderful nuggets, is there any plan afoot to take these presentation, the videos that are recorded, and make them into nuggets that can also be shared. So while I do love the live interaction, sometimes it can become some knowledge base somewhere of presentation shared, like even the
It's
one I know
actually
Donna
on
did.
it's
Yeah,
on YouTube. So I
okay.
actually have it on YouTube. Yeah.
All right, no
So
problem.
it's actually
As long as it's distilled enough for everybody, yeah, I appreciate that.
so it's going to be it's actually on being done on YouTube right now. So it's there for future references for anybody who wants to see. But I will definitely send out the recording to everybody so they can get to go back, and I'll definitely try my best to dissect it as possible for the different aspects of the speakers, so you have it and post those different aspects on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Because I tell you, people pay thousands of dollars for what we've enjoyed here today.
What we're giving away for free.
Yeah. But unless, of course, we want to come back to Jamaica, next month, then we're always welcome to do that
Anyways,
as well.
that is wonderful, and thank you all very much. Sean is trying to resell the conference, but thank you all very much for being here. And you can definitely reach out to any of the three of us, and we'll be willing to assist you more. Even if you want to have a one-on-one with your club, you can invite us to be a part of that, and we can come and do a presentation. And I know even they were short, but it was very impactful and needed while we're going into our new district. So when you're going into your new district, know that you're going in with the mindset that I have the equipments I need and how I can get it. Yes, Toastmaster Comrade, I just saw your hand quickly went up. You have a question to ask before I fully close out?
No, that was a misclick, my bad.
All right, then. Thank you so much.
I
Now,
can jump on that. I was asking from 1 to 5. Which one is 1 means what, 5 means what for the overall training evaluation?
so 1 is the lowest and
Okay.
5 is the highest. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I forgot to put what it was. My brain was typing faster than my hands. So thank you everyone again. And a couple of us have to skedaddle. It was great having you all, and I know I'm gonna miss some of you all, in the new Toastmasters here, but have a wonderful evening and do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
Good job,
Bye.
everyone. Take care. Get well soon, Dylan.
Had somebody from England who was on, and he just said it really, really was good. It's just that it's getting extremely late for him, but he enjoyed what he watched so far. You're muted, but I know you said no problem. Yes, I know you like how your AI know you. By the way, it was really, really rich.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.